What's going on, everyone? It's your boy Sideswipe the Boss, back at it again with another video, and I'm here again with yet another tier list. And today I am doing the new addition to the Arrowverse, Black Lightning. Now, technically, you can say that Black Lightning was always a part of the Arrowverse, and that it was just like on a different Earth or something, but it really was never confirmed until Crisis on Infinite Earths, like officially. But it's a part of the Arrowverse now, so it doesn't even matter. But yeah, as you can see, this list isn't very long because Black Lightning doesn't have that many main characters. It's just a lot of side characters that appear like once or twice a season. I didn't add those, most of those characters, so that's why this list is actually kind of short. But without further ado, let's get into it. Before we get started, just want to remind you, if you do enjoy this video, just hit that like button for me. It takes 2 seconds. And if you want to see more videos like this, then hit that subscribe button to see more videos on my channel like this. First up, we have Khalil, aka Painkiller, and he's a pretty good character. He did kind of do a lot of flip-flopping during the show. He was kind of good, then he turned evil, then he was good again, then he died, then he was kind of evil-ish, and then he turned like good. But yeah, it was a lot of flip-flopping. But at the end of the day, you know, he came through. He's actually a pretty good character. He has some great fight scenes, especially in season 3 when he's like kind of mindless a little bit. Them fight scenes are awesome. So I'm gonna have to put Khalil in the A tier. Maybe he'll be at the top of the A tier. Next up, we have TC. I don't remember what other name he goes by, but that's his nickname, TC. He was introduced in this previous season of Black Lightning, season 3. He's a pretty okay character. His powers are pretty cool, you know, being able to like talk to technology and stuff like that. He helped out Khalil when he was trying to struggle with his like Painkiller alter ego, so that was cool. But other than that, he's just an okay character, so I'll put him in the B tier, but maybe he'll be at like the bottom of the B tier. Next up, we have Lady Eve, and she's also kind of an okay character. She was pretty decent in season 1. You know, she was kind of creepy a little bit as well. Then she died, but then she came back in like season 3, like the midpoint of season 3. I don't understand what her story was in season 3, except like, you know, doing business with Lala and stuff. But she's an okay character, so I'll put her in the C tier. Next up, we have Agent Odell. I think he's like the head of the ASA, or at least that division that was in Freeland. And he's a pretty decent character. He does play a good antagonistic role against like the Pierce family. And it's one of those cases where it's like doing the wrong things for the right reasons. And that's kind of like Odell's thing. So I'm going to have to put him in the B tier as well. Next up, we have Anissa Pierce, aka Thunder. And she's a pretty decent character. I mean, she has good emotional moments. She shows, I think she's like the second most emotion out of the family. I'll say she's after Jennifer in that emotion department. But yeah, she's a pretty cool character. Her suit's pretty cool. She has some pretty cool powers. She's a pretty decent character. So I'll put her also in the B tier, but I'll put her in like the middle of the B tier right now. Next up, we have Jefferson Pierce, aka Black Lightning himself. And you already know he's going to go in the S tier. I mean, he started out kind of blandish. Well, not really bland, but like kind of boring in season 1. But as the show went along, he got better and better, started showing more emotion. His powers started becoming cooler and cooler as they got along. And in season 3, it was his best season yet. It was a lot of emotion. He had a brand new suit, which is pretty awesome. So yeah, just a great character overall. So definitely S tier material. Next up, we have Peter Gabi, and Gabi is a great character as well. Also S tier material. He's awesome. He's like Alfred, but better. I'll take Peter over Alfred any day. Please don't quote me in the comments on that. But yeah, Peter Gabi's awesome. You know, he has ASA training, so he's awesome. He also has great relationships with the Pierce family members, so he's just awesome. Definitely S tier material. Next up, we got Henderson. I think it was like Chief Henderson or something like that. And he's a pretty good character as well. He has a great relationship with Jefferson Pierce because, they bros. And skip to this timestamp if you don't want to hear this spoiler. All right, I've given you enough time. So it was really sad when he died at the end of season 3. It was a very emotional death because, we've been with him since the beginning. Jefferson and him are like bros, so it was a really emotional death, tugged at the heartstrings a little bit. But yeah, Henderson's a pretty good character. He has some good relationships. Also, he's like a cool, like, cop character of a sense. So I'll put him in the A tier. Next up, we have Lala, and he's an okay character to me. I mean, I understood he first started out like working with Tobias. Then he didn't want to work with Tobias after he died, but then came back. Then he died again and came back, and he's died I believe 5 times, and he keeps coming back. There's not really a coherent story with him except revenge against Tobias. And then maybe I guess building his own crime organization or trying to rebuild the 100 or something. But other than that, he's just an okay character. So I'll also put him in the C tier. Next up, we have Gravedigger. And not gonna lie, at first when I saw he was played by Wayne Brady, I didn't take him seriously at all because I've seen Wayne Brady on a lot of comedy TV shows like Whose Line Is It Anyway and stuff. I'm like, this dude's really about to play a serious role. But then as it got along, he was pretty awesome. The fight scenes were awesome. He did have a pretty good motivation, pretty good fight scenes, like I said. And I think he's like Jefferson's great uncle or grandfather or something like that. I forgot the relationship between them. But he was a pretty good main villain nonetheless. So I'll put him in the A tier, but the bottom of the A tier. Next up, we have Cyanide. And she was just there as Tobias's bodyguard or muscle or something. And she was only in season 1 and then in one episode in season 2 before she got taken out easily by, I forgot what the other lady's name was, but she was taken out easily. It was kind of stupid. And like I said, she was only there to be like a muscle or something. She didn't have a character at all except, being stale. So I'm going to put her in the D tier because she was kind of awesome in fight scenes, but that's it. Next up, we have Lynn Stewart. She's the wife of Jefferson Pierce, She's part of the Pierce family, even though she's a Stewart. But anyway, she's a pretty good character, She has a lot of emotional moments, especially when it involves, her family, Sometimes she does make kind of reckless decisions, and that irritates me a little bit. Like, one time when she was, confronting someone who just got out of prison, justifying Jennifer. I mean, I understand that, but that was still a little reckless. And then her, green light addiction in this past season, that was a little weird to me. But other than that, she's a pretty good character, I like her emotional moments because she does bring out kind of the heart of the show as well. So I'll put her in the B tier, but I'll put her above Anissa. Next up, we have Grace, and she's Anissa's girlfriend. I think maybe fiance now since they wanted to get married. But she's an okay character. I mean, her powers are kind of cool. It's kind of weird when she turns into an animal or something. That was a little weird in season 2. But she's a pretty okay character nonetheless. So I'll put her in the C tier. But maybe the bottom of it. Next up, we have Dr. Jace. I think that's what her name is. It's kind of a sort of an antagonist for the show ish. Because, she's she doesn't have pure intentions. But she did help out Lynn a few times. So I guess she's a little bit good at times. But that's really it. That's all she really does. She's not really an interesting character at all. So I'll put her also in the D tier. But I'll put her above Cyanide because she does have a little bit more characterization than her. Next up, we have Jennifer Pierce, a.k.a. Lightning. And she's a great character. Her ranking might be a little bit biased because China Ann McClain is one of my favorite actresses like ever. Grew up watching her on a lot of shows like Tyler Perry, House of Pain, Ant Farm, and all of them shows. And she's one of my favorite actresses. So this might be a little biased, but she's a great character nonetheless. She provides a lot of good emotion. She got pretty cool fight scenes. That Jennifer-centered episode in like season 3, like right before the crisis episode, it was awesome. She does great. Those multiple personalities were awesome. Yeah, she's just a great character overall. Great character played by a great actress. So definitely S tier material. Next up, we have Brandon. He's like one of the new characters that was introduced this past season. He's pretty okay. I mean, he had a motivation to join their team because of Dr. Jace killing his mother, I think it was. So I guess that was pretty cool. He has some pretty cool like powers with like the earth powers and stuff like that. But that's really all his character is. So I'll put him also in the C tier, but maybe like the middle of the C tier or second. Next up, we have Tobias Whale, and he's a pretty good character. He was the main villain of season 1 and 2. So, if he sticks around for more than one season, he's doing something right. And he wasn't in season 3 a lot. Really, all he did in season 3 was, get tested on, then get capped. I think he got out of his, prison or something, whatever. So that was pretty cool. And, yeah, he's a pretty good villain nonetheless. Menacing. He was kind of one-dimensional at first, but then he kind of grew his other dimensions, so that made him a pretty good villain. So I'm gonna also have to put him in the A tier, but I'll put him below Gravedigger because Gravedigger was awesome. So bottom of the A tier for Tobias. Next up, we have Reverend Holt, and he's a consistent character. I mean, he's just consistently okay, not really bad or anything, just okay. He provides a little bit of grounding for what kind of world they live in. He cannot be killed. I'm sorry, he can't be killed. I'm pretty sure he has powers as well. Because in season 1, he got shot and he was alive. Then in season 2, he had poison in his brain or something. And then he came back in season 3. And yeah, he can't be killed. I'm sorry. I guess they got to keep his character around for more grounding in what kind of world they live in. So I'm going to put him in the mid C tier. Next up, we have 2-Bits, and I just decided to add him to make this list not as short as it could have been. But he's an okay character. He's usually used for just comedy relief, but I guess he took more of a little bit of a serious role in this past season. But other than that, he's just an okay character. So I'll put him at the bottom of the C tier. And finally, we have Martin Proctor. He was the secondary main villain in season 1 because he only appeared for the last 5 episodes of season 1. And he wasn't good at all. At all. He was very one-dimensional. And all that comparison he had with Trump, it was ridiculous. Very ridiculous. So I'll put him in the F tier. He was bad. So that is the tier list, guys. F tier, we have Martin Proctor. D tier, we have Dr. Jace and Cyanide. C tier, we have Lala, Brandon, Reverend Holt, Lady Eve, Grace, and 2-Bits. B tier, we have Odell, Lynn Stewart, Anissa Pierce, and TC. A tier, we have Khalil, Henderson, I think it was Chief Henderson, Gravedigger, and Tobias Whale. And S tier, we have Jefferson Pierce, Peter Gabi, and Jennifer Pierce. And that's it for this video, everybody. Thank you guys for tuning in. Let me know in the comment section down below what you thought about this tier list. Do you like it? Would you keep it the same? Would you change a few characters? Would you change a lot of characters? Just let me know that in the comment section down below. Also, let me know in the comments what tier list you guys would like to see next, and I will do those as soon as I can. And also, if you did enjoy this video, don't forget to hit that like button. It takes 2 seconds. And also subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos like this. And I will catch you guys next time. Peace out.